is a sleepy little town known for its beautiful rivers, its pastoral landscape, and of course, Thunder Road.
There is a lot of thunder to this track. I mean, we're one of the few tracks that I've ever seen in the country where continually we're able to race 2x2. We average, for a while this summer, we were averaging 3 or 4 rollovers a night. We don't pride ourselves in slam bam, but it is certainly a track that brings a lot of action, and there is a lot of thunder and lightning that goes on here.
And to me, this is the most exciting racetrack I've ever seen. It's unique because it's very small. The spectators have a bird's eye view, a lot of action, and we have a lot of fun.
The quarter-mile high banks are great to run on. They're just a lot of fun. The competition here is tremendous. I mean, there's a lot of good cars, there's a lot of good drivers, and, you know, everybody helps everybody. You know, everyone's a family until you get on the track.
They got an awesome crowd at Thunder Road. It's the atmosphere, you know. I've gone to Winston Cup races, I've gone to Busch races, and they're exciting. But when I used to be a fan in the stands, I know there's just the atmosphere around Thunder Road.
I've seen generations of people come here. I started racing here in 1967, I believe. I see mothers, families, kids, the same families coming year after year.
As today, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the average guy works till 5. But, I mean, they got people coming in giving their kids rides. And the drivers, they all left their work early today to come here and give the kids rides. And it's just great.
For these real-life heroes, Thursday night means strapping in, hooking up, and swapping some paint.
I really think they're the last of the American cowboys. I think they have a passion for this, which is unlike any other sport that I've seen.
Oh, this track is like a quarter mile. We run it in like 14 seconds. And there's bound to be some bumping when you put 24 cars together in a narrow space like that, going at that speed. I've seen as many as 14 cars be pulled off of the racetrack out of the 24 to tell you what it's like.
This is a sport that requires a tremendous amount of concentration, and it requires a resilience like no other sport that I've ever seen.
A lot of times, unfortunately, you go home from this racetrack with your car and kind of mangled up and sitting on the back of the trailer, not looking as good as it did when you came here. But because of that, when you do end up winning, you take a trophy home and your car's in one piece, it's just the greatest feeling.
Part of the flavor of this racetrack is you can make a career with the right win here. And you can lose a career by doing things incorrectly here, all based on fan reaction.
Tom Tiller is a man who's had a career of over 30 years at Thunder Road.
There's 3 different classes. There's the street stock. There's what they call the Tiger Series, which is a step up from the streets. And then our top class here is the late model sportsman. This is a Oldsmobile body, 1993. And what it is a replica of a real Oldsmobile. The engine's Chevrolet. It's a 305, and we're allowed to bore the engine 30,000s and balance the engine and so forth to get more RPMs. The cars are very easy to repair, but it's not a lot of upkeep. It's not a lot of work.
Ricky Dennis is also here tonight. He was the points runner-up last year in the Flying Tiger class.
We take a street car and we gut it out and put a bunch of roll cage parts in it, and they allow us to run certain tires, certain shocks, and 2-barrel carburetor we're limited to, and you know, very limited work in the motor. They try to keep it a fairly low-budget racing.
In the street stocks, Dan Gibbs is charging for a win tonight. He's a second-generation racer.
The class I'm racing in is a street stock class. There's a $500 claim roll, which means that the track owners and staff of ACT can claim our cars for $500. Makes it also so everybody's more competitive. You got nobody really running away with the point standings and winning every week.
Well, things happen real fast in this small quarter-mile track, so basically we just try to stay out of trouble and try to get to the front as soon as we can. You know, we only get 25 laps, and being a top point driver, usually starting back to back.
Well, some of them, you know, the wall, I guess, is the biggest obstacle. And I don't believe there's a race car driver here that hasn't hit the wall. And usually when you do get into it, you get upside down the straightaway. Sometimes you have a little bit left, but not always.
For the drivers, fans, and officials, every Thursday night is a night to remember at Derry, Vermont's Thunder Road.
We're just country folk up here that kind of took this little gem on top of this mountain and made a pretty good little business out of it. And about 9 o'clock, just about feature time, you know, you look out over these green mountains and you see that sun going down. There seems to be a whole lot more to this racetrack, in my opinion, than a lot of the other bigger and more expensive racetracks. I think it's part of, again, the magic of what makes Thunder Road work.
Stay with us as we travel to Clayton, New York, and visit a museum dedicated